What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Let's get right to it. Let's waste no time. Let's speed this shit up and let's go.
Coach Lee, and I'm going to talk to you about crazy things that are in your ex's head. And this is assuming that they broke up with you. So if they broke up with you, these are some crazy things that are in their mind and actually the basis for why they broke up with you and why they think they can keep this up. Number one is that they are more attractive than you. This is what they assume. This is what they feel, or else they would want to be with you.
So I call this dumper's confidence, but it does come in many shapes and forms. And a lot of people, sometimes get confused because they're like, oh, a lot of guys will actually say a lot of things like, how can she treat me like this after this much time? How can she do this after so much time? Blah, 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 blah. And it just goes on and on and on. So when they lose respect for you, they lose attraction for you, they lose love for you. Okay. Develop attraction. So Chris Canwell said, love follows attraction, right? So if they lose attraction for you, they lose love for you, and they're going to think exactly this. So it's sort of said just in a different way.
When we see another person as beneath us, the temptation can be to be open to other people. And that's unfortunate. But that's another reason why we need to work on ourselves, not just for ourselves, but so that this kind of thing doesn't happen. But your ex assumes that they are more attractive than you, that you are beneath them. As a matter of fact, breaking up with you is literally putting you beneath them because you want to be with them. But they are saying, no, I choose that we don't be together anymore. I choose that we break up. I put you under me on the totem pole of attraction. And that's the sad fact of it. And so just like with these other things that I'm going to mention, you staying away from them, you using the no contact rule, not chasing, giving them the breakup, that's going to push back against these things. It's going to reveal cracks in the armor. It's going to question their entire basis for this breakup. Number two is connected to the first one. They think they can do better. I hate to say it. I don't like hearing it out of my mouth, but they think they can do better than you.
It's not wrong. I mean, sometimes people break up with you and they're like, oh shit, like, I thought this was going to go to a certain place. This was going to get this far. And eventually, when they lose attraction for you, they do think that they can do better, right? They do. It's not something that they don't want to admit it out loud. And this is where, guys, you have to understand that there's a reality to this life and then there's bullshit. Okay. So the reality is when your ex leaves you, a lot of the time, they are, they're like, oh, let's see what else is out there, right? Especially women. Okay. So guys, I'm not saying that you have to assume that they're with somebody, but it's almost better if you do, because you should be working on yourself post breakup. Post breakup, it is super important for you to be focusing on your mission and your purpose. Yes, no contact is a tactic. It is something that you should be using, but in the end, you should be reading. You should be focusing on your money, your social circle, like networking with other men, high value men. So, Andrew Tate and all them guys. I won't say all them guys. Guys like that, high value guys, like Andrew Tate has the War Room, right? Look, you can get into things and network with high value people. So, for example, my business, it's a blogging business. So I network with other people who do SEO, YouTube, SEO, Google stuff, right? So networking with them has allowed me to make connections with people who do things for me that I would normally have to pay for, right? I don't have to. I can get people, I can give them SEO advice and they can give me something in return, right? This isn't my only YouTube channel, and this is definitely not the only thing I talk about. So, I'm just, and again, it's one of those things. So you have to find whatever little niche you want to go into. It can be copywriting. It could be advertising. It could be a social media marketing company. It can be whatever you want, right? There are people who do OnlyFans agencies, right? And run them. You can do literally whatever you want. And I'm just throwing the last one was kind of more like a funny one, but I know somebody who has one and they make 6 figures a month. So guys, you can do anything you want. Okay. Now networking with people allows you to learn new things. And that's the most important thing for you to do as a man. Network with other men, strong men, smart men. And I know a lot of people that are watching this are probably going through a breakup and you're like, I don't know anybody in any of these things. So you're going to have to get competent in one new thing and hyper focus on it. I chose SEO. SEO takes you, I can make a video and somebody in a year can see it and see my business. Okay. Same with blogging, same thing. So I love that. I love people coming to me. Some people love advertising. That's their thing, not me. I don't like pushing. I don't like push advertising. I like people coming to me. So that's just my thing. So that's what I chose, and now I got super focused in it, and I know people in it, right?
Because unless they are committed now to a life of celibacy, which they are not, they think they can find someone else who looks better, is emotionally more attractive, is in a better situation, communicates better, speaks better, you name it. It could be all, it could be a few, but it's enough to where they think they can do better. Now, what happens, do you think, when you don't chase them? When you appear as though you're not interested in them anymore and you are moving a different direction? It's you not acting like they can do better, because if they could do better, and that would mean that you weren't good enough, then you would basically be obsessed with them and trying to get them back for the rest of your life. That's an assumption that they make.
Dumpers confidence, like I told you, they get confident. And because they rejected you, they feel like they can get you back at any time. It's a little thought sitting in the back of their head, because they knew that you were interested at the end of the relationship and that you wanted to continue things. And it is okay for you to say, I want to continue, but I'm not going to be waiting around for you. If I'm single, we can make this work, right? And that's why you have to end your relationship in the best way you can. And I know sometimes you guys have screwed that up by chasing and pursuing. So now you have to stop all that behavior. I've said this in previous videos. Stop negative behavior. In order to learn what negative behavior even is, reading the material and doing coaching calls with anyone that you respect is important.
Because why wouldn't you? They are better than you. They can do better than you. Why wouldn't you just constantly pine after them and try? That's an assumption they have. And by doing the things that I tell you to do, you actually push back against that and you show them otherwise. And I do have a bonus at the end of this video. So stay through all 5 and there will be a bonus. Number 3 is similar, but it's reflective on their view of you. And that is that there is better out there. So for example, if you two were on a deserted island together, maybe there's not better out there. Maybe they could do better if there were other people. And that's not good for them to think, but that there is someone better. And sometimes that can be where they have actually met this person and they maybe have even done some things with this person already. And they're going to this person away from you, which is not a good situation to be in. And the question is often asked, will this still work if there's someone else? If anything will work, this will. And the same things apply as far as if they reach out to you, you don't ignore them, but you limit interaction much more. And so whereas you're in no contact, which means you are not initiating.
And also, if you're going to, let's get it better still. If you're going to be in contact, right? And say you're going to be working on things, you do have to say we have to go slow. Because you cannot be easy. Even your ex doesn't want you to be easy. Okay? And what a lot of guys do is they make it too easy to get them back. If a person breaks up with you, it should be difficult. And I know that's like so counterintuitive, but that person broke your heart. Like, yes, maybe you did screw up. Maybe you got insecure. Maybe you got complacent. And learn from that. Like I said, start networking, start improving yourself. Start, making yourself better. And you can have a YouTube channel, you can have a blog, starting out from the beginning. Hey guys, this is my journey. I'm going to be trying to, become a better version of myself. And you start giving out information. When you read something, you can put it out there, help other people, because there's going to be people that are starting where you are at. So you can make it work, guys.
But you limit interaction much more. And so whereas you're in no contact, which means you are not initiating, but if they reach out to you and you do want to get back together with them eventually, even though they're with someone else, which consider that could be a deal breaker. Just entertain the idea that they have gone too far and that you will not allow yourself to be with them again. If you can consider that idea and that you still want to be with them, then just know that when they reach out to you, that it's good that you don't ignore them, but that you should keep it very casual and that you don't have to always respond to everything. So for example, if they reach out and say how you're doing and you say, I'm doing good, how are you? And then they say a few other things, you don't necessarily have to just keep responding. You can just kind of disappear. And that's not a bad thing. But they at least know that when they reach out, there's a good chance you'll respond and that they can get to you if they want to talk to you. And as I say in other videos, I'm certainly not suggesting whether when they reach out, you say, I have missed you so much, and then you just make a big deal about it. Keep it light and casual, as though you are busy, but you're being polite and you're just responding casually, like you would to anybody who reaches out to you who you don't just hate and loathe. And if you do hate and loathe them, then ignore them by all means. Because why in the world would you want to get back together with someone who you hate and you loathe? This perhaps is a message that can kind of get through that you should move on and not even be thinking about them anymore as best you can. It will take time to get there, but just consider it. It will actually, interestingly enough, oftentimes help you get them back. And so you need to decide if that's what you really want. Before I get to number 4, click the subscribe button below so you can be notified when I have more videos like this. Number 4, your ex sees you as insurance. And what I mean by that is that whether or not they consciously think these words, it's unlikely that they do, but they feel like that they have liberty to just go out, see what they see out there, see who's out there, do whatever they want with them and see if they like it better. And that if it doesn't work out, that you will be there waiting for them. And why do they think this? Well, I've already told you, because they see themselves as more attractive than you. They think that they can do better, and they think there's better out there. And so they assume that someone in your situation would feel lucky to get another chance with them. And so they just figure, if this doesn't work out, I can always go back to them. They'll just be waiting for me. And obviously, you don't want them to feel that way. That's important. And so doing the things I suggest that you do, the no contact rule, just leaving them alone, giving them the breakup, not talking to their friends, not showing that you're hurt. These things actually push back against this and show them otherwise. And it's important if you do want them back and you want them to learn from this and see what they really feel when they actually experience the breakup. Before I get to number 5, get some information on my emergency breakup kit. I linked to it in the description below. You can get information on that kit at myexbackcoach.com/EBK, as in emergency breakup kit. So get some information on the emergency breakup kit. It's a powerful guide to help you get your ex back. Don't forget about that bonus too after number 5. Number 5 is that you will chase. And part of this, again, is not consciously something they think about, but they feel like that you, so far, since they've broken up with you, you've given them nothing but an ego stroke. Even if you did the right things, the fact they broke up with you makes them feel sexier, makes them feel more desired, that they are above someone and that someone is you. And so
like I said earlier, they remember that you were interested in them still. They remember that you liked them and still wanted to continue with them. And because of that, they're obviously going to be like, oh, well, if that's how you feel now, that's how you're going to feel later. Right? And it's not necessarily true, because remember, when you start walking away and you start respecting yourself, you start respecting your time, your energy, your space, your money, right? Stop acting like the boyfriend after you leave. Treat yourself with dignity. Make them work for you. When you start acting like that, you're acting high value. So when you start acting high value, that's when they go, oh shit. And sometimes, guys, it's too fucking late. For me, look, all my exes, it was too fucking late. It was too late. I was like, you know what? Fuck you. Right? That's what I said to them, to my exes. I wasn't like overly mean about it, but I was dating somebody else. I said that with my energy, not with my words, right? Well, one girl, I said, fuck you. Okay. I told her not to come back. I said, look, don't come back to me. Like, she's like, I won't. I'm like, good. And she tried. So, guys, you never fucking know what's going to happen. I promise you. And I've seen so many exes come back to students of mine, right? And my students loved me in that moment because they were like, bro, you got me what I wanted, which was the opportunity to say no. And I know you guys want that power over them, and that's kind of a fucked up way to do it, because you should be just working on yourself to heal, right? And but secretly, an underlying thing is you want your power back, right? And even though some of you guys have screwed it up, but they hurt you, so you want to have the power to hurt them. I get that. And I try to steer you guys in the direction of fuck that, fuck your ego, just work on you. Because by the time that person wants you back, you're going to be better than them anyway. And because you've done the work. But some guys aren't. To truth be told, some guys just read because I tell them to, not actually absorbing anything. They just go, oh, I'll read this because some magic will happen. And they don't actually do shit. And then they'll message me on the say shit kind of like, hey, Kyle, I need some like motivation. Right? I had that shit today. And I'm not going to say who it was. Because truth be told, like, it's obviously not fair. And I gave him a little shade. If you're watching this, know who you are. But guys, don't skip the work. The work needs to be done. What does Rich Cooper always fucking say? Do the work, right? Coach Corey Wayne, read the book 10 to 15 times, which I don't really agree with. You can read the book, but you can take notes. You can study the book and actually Think about it. Okay, this is what I'm learning from this fucking chapter. Cool. I'm going to apply this to what I've been doing, what I've learned, etc. So, in that sense, that's how you learn shit. I clicked off.
They assume you will continue to do this for them by chasing them. And a lot of people who I speak to who've done the dumping will tell me, or tell one of the coaches on my staff, they will tell them how shocked and surprised that they were when their ex didn't chase. Why didn't they? It's mind-blowing to them because they assume all these things that I've told you. They assume you will act in a way that shows they are right about you and right about the situation and right about themselves. And when you don't act that way, it rocks their world. It makes them reconsider things, and it can lower their attraction. But it also raises your attraction because you're showing strength. You're showing you can stay away, which usually suggests you have options, that other people want to be with you. And as shallow as it sounds, that's a powerful thing for your ex to see that you can be with other people because these people want you. It's social proof.
Women, applying this to women too,
and
better still. So women want to know that the guy that they are with, right, is attractive to other females. Women want to know that stuff. And I know some women are watching this, right? But we all want someone that other people find attractive. We all do. Again, like he said, it's social proof, right? Like that you made a good choice, that you got something special or someone special. When other women are looking at a guy, right? And the woman that is on his arm, she'll get nice and close and snuggly with him to show off that he is hers. Women want to be able to do that. But if you're dusty, and again, this is the difference between, high value men and so on. And look, again, fellas, raising your status and your value can be done by anyone. Yes, there are certain limitations certain guys are going to have, but some guys will sit at a 3 on purpose instead of being, you know what, I'm going to work with what I got and I'm going to raise myself. I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to get a better haircut. I'm going to talk to some female friends and get some opinions on some style, or you can talk to guys, right? You can get to the point where you're so confident that you don't even really, like, you can have simple black t-shirts, right? I rock Henleys. You guys know me. I rock Henley shirts all the time. That's my thing, right? And it's because I've built up shoulders and a chest that I like rocking. That makes me feel confident, right? It's not, I don't wear designer shit, guys. And I've never had problems with women ever. I've been in a relationship for a long time. Yes. Right. But it's the confidence. It's the energy. It's how you talk to people. Because when you are feeling confident in here, in your gut, right, in your solar plexus, you're going to show up to the world differently. Instead of being like this, oh my God, I'm hurt, I'm in pain, my heart's broken, which it's okay. You just have to start healing and start working, chiseling away, right? Chisel away at the statue. And then when you've healed and then you start learning, how women operate, how to talk to them, body language. When you learn these things, you're going to suck at first, like anything, right? But when you do it over and over and over again, you can read a situation and you can your game will get tighter. And that's just circulating, guys. You should be dating and talking to people, talking to women, because look, a lot of you guys have been in this. One girl has paid attention to you and you latched onto that because deep down inside, you don't believe that more women can be attracted to you. Maybe you feel invisible to the world. I don't know. But if you feel that way, don't sit at a 3 because you feel inside like that's all you deserve, because you do deserve more if you think you do. I got to the point, fellas, where I knew I deserved more from my life. So I turned everything around at 27 in terms of finances. Like I said, I've never had problems with women, talking to women. I've never really had that issue, but I wanted to become wealthy. And I made the choice to do it. It was a choice. So take that with what you will. If you believe that you can do it, you can. I know it sounds like law of attraction, hokey pokey shit, but it's true. If you don't think you can, you can't. But if you think you can, you can. You just have to fucking find a way.
See that you can be with other people because these people want you. It's social proof, and it just shows your ex that you are a desirable commodity to other people. And so maybe they were wrong about you. It helps them to look back at the situation, to consider what they really feel, to think about the breakup, to think about you. And whereas when we're around someone a lot, they can begin to get on our nerves some, so to speak, because we have more experiences with them that are negative simply because we have more time with them. And so we can begin to let little things impact us negatively, and it can lower attraction. That's why it's so important to keep the spark alive in relationships. But that's another video for another time. And now for the bonus. The bonus is your ex thinks that you won't move on. And the reason they think...
Ooh, that's a good point. Your ex thinks that you won't move on. It's kind of like the dumper's confidence idea, just kind of like a sub niche of it, or a sub idea, or whatever. Because they're like, oh, you were interested in me, I can come and get you anytime. You're not going to move on. You're going to stay where you are because I can come and get you anytime. Again, very confident, aren't they?
I think this is because of the things I mentioned before. They assume that they're more attractive than you, so why would you move on? And since you're less attractive than them, it means you have fewer options, and so it would be more difficult for you to move on. And so they assume that you can't be anything but an insurance policy. They assume that not only can you not move on, but if by some way you were with someone else, that person is less attractive than them because they're with you. And so they could still easily get you back if they wanted you, because who wouldn't want to be with someone more attractive? So the more you can push back against that by showing them you're not chasing them, by staying away, giving them the breakup, which doesn't make sense based on all these things they assume. And so they begin to assume they are wrong. It's how you can get them to reconsider, to look at this differently, to actually realize they don't want the breakup and that they don't want to be without you. No one's perfect. So yes, it's not good they're thinking these things. It's shallow, it's immature, and love should be different. But people make mistakes. People go through times where they are immature, where they are selfish. And if they can actually learn from this.
I've done that.
And see you differently going forward, it can actually be terrific. I do see people get back together where their exes really, in a very strong way, felt these things and demonstrated them, and yet they were able to be happy together because this person learned. And so in the future, it didn't happen again, and they were happy together.
I've seen it too. And guys, and simply put, I'm going to wrap this video in a simple little bow for you. Become high value. I know it doesn't happen overnight. Like I know saying that to you doesn't click immediately because you're like, well, what the fuck? Like, what do I got to do? What do I got to work on? What do I got to change? You know? And to be honest, if you want me to look at your situation in life, that's fine. You can do coaching with me. You can use Coach Lee, whoever you respect to give you the straight up answer. Sometimes people use multiple coaches and mentors and advisors. Everyone should have a mentor, in my opinion. And I think just to be clear in this video, again, like I already mentioned the things before, have high value friends. And in order to do that, you have to be able to give them something. You have to be of high value in some sort of area yourself. So skill the fuck up is what I would say to you. Pick one thing you want to be really good at that's digital and become very good at it. And what'll happen is you're going to start making friends in that section that are a little bit better than you, joining groups, proving your worth, right? Now, that's a side thing for a lot of you because a lot of you guys already have jobs and shit like that. So good. Guys, you can reach out to me if you want help with that kind of stuff. But becoming high value, you know, I think Kevin Samuels had a whole video about that. So maybe I'll cover that. Maybe on this channel, maybe on another channel. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy. Coaching's down below.